Hello, our viewers, Wema Online TV. We are back again and we are grateful to God for what He has done. It's a happy new year. It's year 2021. We are grateful to God. He has allowed us to come this far, and we can say thus far we have come. He has been Ebenezer. And we are grateful to God. And tonight we are doing it again. This is Couples Will Show, where we write down our love will while we are alive. As you have always said, we don't want our love story to be told when we are 6 feet under. We want our love story to be told when we are alive. And tonight we are discussing about physical abuse. Kama uko pale, last year uliingana na physical abuse. We are dealing with it as we start this year. No more physical abuse. And I have an amazing guest in studio. She is a family therapist, and I want to give him a chance to introduce herself to us. Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Yeah. I am glad to be here.
Yes.
And my name is Grace Kariuki.
Yes.
And Grace Kariuki Nderito. I am married to one gentleman called Nderito.
Yes.
And I have 2 children. We have 2 children together.
Yeah.
And loving being parents.
Wow.
Professionally, I am a marriage and family therapist.
Yes.
And I also do mental health counseling. God has called me to do that.
Yes.
And I love to be able to help people enjoy their marriages.
Yes.
But also to enjoy their relationship with themselves.
Yes.
Because you cannot be able to enjoy another person if you do not know who you are.
Yeah.
And you don't accept who you are.
Yes.
So I do it all together.
Yeah.
We do the individual, and then we talk about how do you then couple yourself with someone else.
Yes.
So that you can be able to create the kind of life that you want.
Wow.
So I am glad to be here.
Yes.
My calling to family therapy really started because of me myself experiencing the dysfunction in my own family of origin.
Okay.
And so very, very early in my life, I wanted to understand human behavior and understand how relationships work.
Wow.
So I love what I do. I've been doing this for more than 10 years.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to many more, helping couples find the love that they desire in their relationship, but also helping individuals, be whole.
Yeah.
So when you enter into marriage, you're not going in to fix something.
Yeah.
Marriage doesn't fix anything. It reveals what is not fixed.
Yeah.
And so we want to also say that as you go into a marriage, you need to have fixed yourself. So that when you go in there, you go to people who are whole and you can become one.
Yes.
You are 100 and I'm 100. We come together.
So there's
and
nothing
then
like two better halves.
no. We come in as whole.
Yeah.
So that we can complement one another and we can be able to accomplish God's purpose for marriage, which was companionship and as well as continuing the generations, so that we can bring His kingdom here on earth within our family.
Yeah.
You see, a nation will always only be as successful as the families are.
Yes.
So the families within that a nation, if they are thriving, the nation is going to thrive. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to be with us. We are glad, and I believe that we are going to learn something tonight.
Yes.
And so tonight I want us to tackle the issue of physical abuse. We have seen on news, we have heard of people who have gone through this issue, and I want us to tackle this topic of physical abuse. And I want us to start by asking, what causes physical abuse? Bearing in mind that these are 2 people who are in love or they were in love.
Right.
So what causes physical abuse?
Right.
Yes.
Now, we can really go to the root of all anger, because when I am going to be physically abusive, that means that I am feeling some anger, some frustration, some rage. So as human beings, we are created in a way that we feel things when certain things happen to us. So if you are loving and kind to me, I feel joy, I feel goodness, I feel acceptance. When you are attacking and judging and pointing fingers at me, I feel attacked, I feel anger, I feel loss, I feel disappointed, betrayed, all those things. how I respond or react to this stimulus that is coming to me is what now we are calling physical abuse, or either you are going to do something, you are going to behave in a way. If you think about anger, nobody can tell that you are angry until you act.
Yes.
You see. So this is what happens primitively as the members of the animal kingdom. Whenever you feel unsafe, when you feel somebody has stepped across into your personal space, you are either going to run away or you are going to fight.
Yes.
And that is what we call fight or flight response to a stimulus. And so what happens when you look at the animal kingdom, which we are part of, you see that. You see that when you go close to a dog, it growls at you.
Yes.
It's going to be aggressive towards you. You have come too close to me.
Yeah.
When you go to a cat or a squirrel, they run away. I'm not safe with you, so I'm running away. So even as human beings, our brain, that's the way it reacts when we are faced with something that is either a violation of my personal space or I'm feeling threatened. That is what I'm going to do. I'm either going to run away or I'm going to fight. Now, we also need to understand what is happening in the brain is that God has created us with the mechanisms for self-preservation.
Yeah.
So when immediately I begin to feel this is not safe, adrenaline is released into my brain. And adrenaline is that chemical that makes you alert, so that now you can be ready to protect yourself from whatever danger is around you. There are people who will say that, hey, I walked down that road, suddenly the hair behind my neck started raising.
Yes.
That is your system alerting you that be careful, be ready for action, because something is going on. And so the adrenaline that is released into your body gives you energy. You see, that is why when a man hits a woman when he is angry, it is very painful and it is fatal. That is why when you hear somebody, they were fighting and then the man pushed the woman and she hit something and she died. It's because the force, by the force that you use when you are angry is too much. You see, your brain is flooded with adrenaline that is telling you it's time to protect yourself.
Yes.
So asking where do physical fights come from, that is the root for me. That is what is going on in your body.
Yes.
The moment that person raises that hand to hit or throws that thing to hit another person is because they are feeling afraid of their own life. But usually we don't see that. We look at it and we say, alinichapa, alitaka kunichapa. But we do need to understand what is going on in the brain, so that now, even for me, the person in this relationship, I need to understand that the way I come at my partner is going to trigger them to go into that self-preservation mode. And if I come too much, they get to escalate to the point of rage, then I am going to be hit. So we do need to understand that part of the anger we see in marriages that leads now to the physical fight is self-preservation. You see.
So you'd suggest that when you see your partner is
rising,
yes, you keep quiet.
Find a way to bring the escalation down.
I'm asking this because there are some people out there.
Yes.
When now again the spouse keeps quiet, they feel like this is being arrogant.
Exactly. Now we are going to talk about. That's why I said the initial reaction to a situation where you are feeling unsafe. The initial reaction is either you are going to run away or you are going to fight. So now with individuals who are introverted and who are not quick to anger and who are not, they tend to avoid. And so they will do what we call stonewalling. They will shut down. Their spouse, most of the time, will be the other way around. They will be pursuing. They will be coming and saying, no, you have to talk to me. You have to talk to me. And so this back and forth it will get to a point where now it can lead to physical fights.
Yeah.
Because adrenaline keeps being pumped into your body as this person is coming after you, and as this person is refusing to talk to you, the adrenaline continues to flood your brain. And that is why when a man will hit his wife, when he comes back to his senses, because remember, he's flooded with adrenaline.
Yes.
So when he comes back to his senses, he apologizes so profusely. And he will even buy a gift or whatever.
Yeah.
So that is one way you can look at this. Now, this is what happens. When this behavior and this pattern, remember, there is a pattern here.
Yeah.
So I feel you trigger me, I feel angry, and we continue this triggering relationship here or interaction, and so eventually I react.
Yeah.
And then when I react, I feel better because I have released that anger, I have released that emotion, and then adrenaline goes down, and we are okay. So what happens over time? We repeat this pattern. It becomes now the cycle of abuse.
It is a cycle of an abuse.
It becomes a cycle of abuse. So my spouse learns that when he is angry and he comes after me, and then we have this, hey, and then boom, boom, I feel better. So it has been, it has gone.
So the moment you release,
yes,
that is when
you're
you
good.
feel, now I'm good.
But then the person,
so you are hurting the other person.
The person you hurt, they now start their process of healing. And you are wondering, why wouldn't you forgive me? But I said, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Then what happens? This perpetrator of violence, if they are not careful, it becomes the way that they deal with anything that makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
So I had something I talked to you about, and you argued with me. You told me no, or you told me you don't think it's a good idea. Immediately I begin the process of rising my anger. And then I hit again, or I call names, or I throw things. You see, it becomes now a pattern. Yeah. And we say, when you behave in a certain way, you are conditioning your brain to deal with issues of the same situation the same way. Yeah. So eventually it becomes a habit because it's a learned behavior. Yes. And without knowing, then it becomes the character. So that's when we start saying this person is hot-tempered, or this person is a hypocrite, or they don't talk. You know, so that is the way we control our environment. Now we say that opposites attract, and even in love, that's what happens. We are attracted to people who are not like us.
Yes.
But I usually say, as a marriage therapist, relationship therapist, what I have seen is that yes, opposites attract, but they don't sustain for the long term, because you are so different. So I am more talkative than you. You are more quiet. When we are dating, this is okay because we fit in together. Until we start to live together, me who is quiet, my way of dealing with issues is to process. So me, when we have a fight, I want to know what the issue is, and then I go to my room, I sit, I think about it.
Yes.
You, on the other hand, who is an extrovert, we ukiona kitu, you just want to deal with it here and here, and we solve it. So because me, I'm not coming with you, then you fight me. And because me, I need time. I am not even going to talk. I am taking time to assimilate this, but I need some alone time to process. And this is what people must understand. That relationships, it's not that you don't love each other. So I hear this question that I'm asked all the time. If he loves me, like he says, why does he hit me?
Yes.
Why does he call me names? You know, because this has nothing to do with love. It has a lot to do with process of dealing with issues.
Okay.
Because you are two people who don't see conflict the same way, and you do not communicate the same way.
So that means that our temperaments will play a very big role here.
Huge.
Yes.
huge role.
Now, what about there are those people who don't even know the temperament of their spouse?
Now, this is very simple. It is very simple. People know. It's just that they don't pay attention to it. Because you see, I am going to judge your intentions by the way you behave towards me. So I will decide you don't like me, you hate me because of the way you treat me. You see?
Yeah.
So if I come to you and I say, really, you hate me, you will vehemently refuse. Because me, I am judging you according to the way you behave towards me.
Oh, yeah.
But in your heart, you don't hate me.
Yes.
You are just doing what you are doing. The problem with you is that you have no compassion or empathy for me, for the way I am experiencing you. You see?
Yeah.
You are not paying attention to that. You are just busy defending yourself that you don't hate me. In fact, I love you. See, I bought you this. See, I do this. But me, over here, I'm wondering, love is supposed to be kind.
Yes.
Love is supposed to be accepting and embracing and compassionate. But when you hit me and you call me all these names you call me, that's not love. So you see, we are not on the same. We are not even talking about the same thing.
Yes.
Me, I'm talking about, I'm experiencing hate from you. And you are talking about, no, me, I don't hate you. I love you. You are the mother of my children. You see?
Yeah.
And I go and I buy you a bunch of flowers. In fact, I buy you a car to show you how much I love you. But you see, what I'm experiencing from you is not translating into love.
Yes.
Because love is about kind actions. It's about, we sit down and you treat me like an adult. When I was a child, I used to wonder. We used to have a neighbor who, him and his wife used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
You know, these couples that fight in the kwa barabara, wanatoana kwa nyumba, wanakimbizana kwa barabara. So me, I used to really wonder. As a child, I used to wonder, how do two grown-ups, why do you hit each other? Because to me, in my mind, you beat a child. You don't beat another adult.
Yes.
It used to puzzle me a lot. And even today, and this is one of the reasons I'm in relationship therapy. Because I want to understand, how do you think that you can hit another human being who is your age? Ama muko pamoja, you are two mature adults. How do you take somebody na unamchapa?
Or even the other person is even older than you.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the reason why we chapa children, why we beat children to punish their bad behavior is because we are trying to correct. But then there reaches a point, even your child, by the time they get to be 14, 15, you stop hitting them.
Yes.
You start talking.
Yeah.
You start negotiating. You start talking about, how do we solve this problem? This is now the emotional maturity we need in our families. And the people need to understand that violence does not fix anything. It only makes the problem bigger.
Yes.
What it does, you as the person who is fighting your spouse, you create fear in them. So now, even though they might straighten up kidogo, they are not going to trust you anymore. They don't feel safe with you anymore. If you are a man who you normally allow your anger to get the best of you and you beat up the mother of your children, and when she is unable to forgive you, you cannot understand. What did I ever do to her? This is what I want people to understand. When I talked about the primitive way we deal with feeling unsafe in unsafe situations, when you beat someone, in Kikuyu we say bara ya mwili. You know, when you beat me up, you know, you take away the sense of safety at all, because I am, and you know when two grown-ups beat each other, it's not ile ya kucheza na watoto. This is, you are hitting and you breaking my ribs.
Yeah.
You are breaking my hand. I'm having to go to the hospital. I have a black eye. So this is not child's play.
Yes.
This is real harm. So people need to understand, even men who are here and they say, my wife almost always provokes me. You need to understand, the moment you hit her, the sense of safety as a human being. And that is why there is a law against physical abuse. It's called assault. That you will be prosecuted for that.
Yes.
Because what you do, you take away the sense of safety for that woman that you are hitting. Now let me talk to, this is why. When a woman gets married, she marries because she's looking for these three things, first and foremost. There is a book written by Dr. William Halley that is called His Needs, Her Needs.
Yes.
That's the research he did. And he says that a woman has a need to be cherished and to be conversated with, to have conversations in a relationship. That's why women want to connect emotionally before you connect physically. So this woman wants to feel cherished, and she wants to feel that she is important by giving her attention and listening to her. Number 3, she needs to be safe.
Yes.
The safety is about physical safety, emotional safety, and also financial stability. You see, men, on the other hand, they are looking for sexual fulfillment. They are looking for validation and affirmation.
Yes.
That their ego needs to be massaged.
Yeah.
And they need to feel, I'm the king of this castle.
Yes.
You see, when he comes home, that's why men keep saying, she does not respect me. She does not respect me. Because what love and being cherished is to a woman is what respect is to a man.
Yes.
That's how a man knows that my wife loves me, is by the respect you give him. So whoever is listening to us, and you have a tongue that you normally tell to call your man those names that you do, you are actually taking away something that is so important to him in a relationship. Just like when he gives attention to another woman, the way you feel violated, that's the way he feels violated. And number 3, a man is looking for a good home. Akikuja nyumbani, there is peace. That's why it says in the Proverbs about the nagging woman.
Yes.
I would rather eat, on the top of a tree than live in the same home with a nagging woman. Because again, men need that. Now the women also need what I have talked about.
Yes.
So if we are not offering these needs in our marriages, then we go into that primitive space that I talked about, the fight-flight mode. So you become a fighter, I become the one who runs. So we will never meet anywhere to resolve our issues.
Yes.
Now, so when we are talking about couples coming for training on how to have the skills to create a good marriage, there is one trait, the one skill set we have to give them. It's called conflict management. Because between the running and the hiding, the flight and the fight mode, between the aggression and the passive aggression, there is the middle, which is the assertiveness.
Yes.
This is where I use I statement. We call them I statement. I own my problem. I feel angry when you don't prepare supper for me. I feel angry when you go out there and you don't even tell me that you're going to come home late. And I would like for you to change this and that.
Yes.
So we train couples on how they are going to be connecting with each other to resolve conflict without fighting.
Yes.
And if you're going to fight, because fighting, you can have a fight verbally. It is going to be a fair fight. So what is a fair fight? Is where the relationship wins. Do you know, Willie, when people come to me, couples, I listen, they come, kila mtu anataka kuniambia vile huyu ni mbaya, huyu ndiye amekosea, huyu ndiye amekosa. And I tell them, I have heard all of you, now I want to listen to my client. And my client is your relationship. So tell me about your relationship. What are the strengths? Because nyinyi mumesahau, all of you are fighting for your rights.
Yes.
Nobody is fighting for the relationship. And the more you talk about your own rights, you are staying in this aggression or passive aggression space. Your relationship is hurting. And so you are not focusing on this. You are focusing on me.
Everyone is reading a cheese and her own chapter.
Yes.
I'm in chapter 1, you're in chapter
Yes.
6.
So we are not looking at what is this doing to our relationship.
Yeah.
The basic relationship for a marriage is the marriage relationship.
Yes.
It's not the parental relationship. So when the marriage, the couple relationship is broken, and so the family is broken.
Yeah.
So because we are so focused on me, and we are not focused on the relationship, then our children begin to hurt. So we begin to create this crisis, chaotic family where everybody is bleeding. You see? So I tell couples, I want you, first of all, to understand. So everybody wants to tell me how this one does this and that is why I do this. And I say, that's fair, because it is true. It takes two to tango. So I tell them that proves my point. None of you is innocent. And we need to talk to the relationship.
Wow. As we wind up,
yes,
I feel we must do part 2 of this. As we wind up, how do I deal with a spouse who is abusing me physically?
Okay, number 1, report. Please
To who?
report to the authorities. Because why I say that is because of this. Assault, it is a crime that is in our books. Why report? I know people are saying, oh, but the police never do anything. It is true. Sometimes they don't, but there are times they do. However, this is the reason why we report. We are creating a boundary. We are telling this person, your behavior is not acceptable to me. And because it's not acceptable, and I have to create a consequence so that you can know I'm serious. When we keep saying, oh, you don't do this, don't do that, and we are not creating consequences for people, behaviors do not change unless there is a consequence. People repeat behavior because there is something they are gaining from it, even if it's bad behavior. Like now, I have asked men who are aggressive to their wives. I ask them, what is it that makes you hit her? How do you? They say, oh, I don't know. I say, no, you know. There is a reason that you hit her. Eventually, we come to the conclusion he does it because he feels disrespected and he's trying to get back his
gain that respect
back. And so nitakuonyesha mimi hautakuwa unaniona. Exactly. So that is what we are saying, that you need to identify what is it that makes you repeat the behavior. And then we say, can you gain your respect back in another way?
Let me cut you short.
Yes.
As we are talking about reporting to the authority,
yes,
nowadays you'll find that maybe it is man who is being abused
yes,
physically by the woman.
Yes.
And so for his ego cannot allow him to go and report.
Now that is your problem. It's up to you. If you don't want to go and report, then
I mean, how do you even start as a man to go to police?
And our what I know is that now with gender violence becoming a national, the government has acknowledged this is a problem. So we are having the police force is being sensitized to gender issues. Kitambo they used to say, ayo ni mambo ya nyumbani endeni muka fix, we don't want anything to do. But when we say it's a crime, so we are saying even for the men, it's a crime. You need to report it. Now, why? The other reason why you report, first of all, you are creating a boundary. Second of all, you have children. There will come a time that you guys will probably get to the point where you are separating. You are not, and the man who is the perpetrator, because let me say this, there are men who are abusers because they need power and control. So they fight not for anything, just for the sake of fighting. And there are women who are like that as well. So what you want to do, if you report and you have your OB numbers, a day will come when the two are going separate ways. The person who needs power and control, they will fight for the children, not because they care for them or anything, but just to win. And you cannot go to court and say, but he beats me up. They will ask in court. He will even go to children's court and he will go and apply for custody of the children. And he wants to take those children to be raised by his mother.
Yes.
So you need to protect yourself by coming and saying, this man has been abusing me and this is the reason why I believe that I should be allowed to take the children myself. Because you know very well, most of we do know most of the men who are like that, or even women, there is a lot of power and control, but very little interest in the family. Yeah.
Thank you, our viewers. I believe there's something you have learned tonight. Grace, what is your parting shot as we wind up the program?
Right. I want to say this to anyone who is listening to us. If you are going through physical abuse within your marriage, one of the things you need to be helped to go through is how to set boundaries. You need to learn how to set boundaries and to say what is acceptable and what is not acceptable within that relationship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. We are doing part 2 of this because I feel like there are some things we have left hanging.
Yes.
And so you're coming back again. How can one reach you?
Anyone can reach me by going to my website, www.gracekariuki.co.ke. All my social media handles are there.
Wow.
And they can be able to reach me if I can be of any help.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That is it. And we come to the end of tonight's show. This is Couples Will Show, where we write now our love will while we are alive. And this can only be found on Wema TV, the voice of hope. See you next as we do part 2 of physical abuse. God bless you. And continue enjoying your new year. Amen.
Wema TV, the voice of hope.